Well, what's going on, everybody? We are packing for Cannonball. Shed is a mess. Today's Friday, the week before. We're cruising down this weekend, so everything's sort of out, and I figured I'd give you a run through of. This is a pretty exceptional race. I'm taking a lot of extra stuff, but a run through so you guys get an idea of kind of what I bring and what I try and carry with me. Alright, this is my current tool carrying ability. My tool carrying changes a lot over the years. I've had big toolboxes, small toolboxes, organized ones, piles of mess, but at the moment it's this. Travels with me literally everywhere. Like, this is my toolkit. I take it everywhere, all over the world. Basics, good set of Allen keys, cutters, you know, stuff for changing a cassette. I don't have a cassette for every single wheel that I have, so sometimes I gotta swap them. T25, I carry a bunch of tire levers because I generally lose one and then find it again like a week later, so I carry more than one. This is my new favorite at the moment. Nipex, I guess they're like multi-grips, but they've got like a square edge to them, and they clamp perfectly square, so you can like use them as like a spanner if you don't have the right size, or just use them for grip and stuff. They're just, honestly, I just really like them. Alex, my mechanic for when I was racing World Cups, had these, and I was always super jealous, and I found a good deal, so I got a set of those. Yeah, torque wrench, a couple different rulers. As far as like spares and stuff that I carry in here, there's a tape measure, just a little multi-tool. This is my little bulk collection. This doesn't travel with me everywhere. I'll probably take it next week just because I got space. This lives here generally for bike builds or swapping handlebars, or if we're like testing stuff, like if I'm changing bar heights or whatever. It's just a box of bolts. The stuff. The box of bags of stuff. Bleed kit, which Air Canada kind of destroyed the bottle that's in there, so hence the tape that's holding all the fluid in it. Yeah, shop towel, there's some grease in here. Then these are how I travel with stuff when we fly away. So that bag has like every spare that I take to everywhere. So there's like a couple chain devices, there's derailleur, pedals, chains, rotors. There's a full brake and a spare lever in there. So you rip a lever off and there's a full front brake. There's a different crown. It's just everything that I take anywhere, everywhere we go. There's actually another one in here too. This one is kind of the excess stuff. So it doesn't travel with me, but it's like extra spares. So there's like an extra chain, another shifter, a couple more rotors, and a set of cranks. My theory is if you're reaching for this at a race, you've probably got bigger problems than reaching for this stuff, so generally it won't fly away. Then there's just a bunch of other stuff. So there's like spare shocks in there, extra brake fluid, more just assorted rotors. Generally, if I'm really digging in the bottom of this box, I'm having a really, really bad day, and finding what I need is probably pretty low on the priorities, so it's all here, but yeah, I don't travel with it everywhere. That's my little life hack for you. I bought this, I've had this for years. It's a little 12-volt heated drill. I got so over doing rotor bolts and stuff. It's torquey enough that it'll undo them from full tight, and it'll tighten them enough that you just kind of got to crank them down to put them in the bike or just check them. But yeah, and all my like bars, levers, everything is all T25, so lives with me with a T25. The batteries last so long that I've lost the charger, and yeah, little life hack. You really don't need it, but it's really cool. Alright, tires. So actually that's a spare set of handlebars too. I run carbon bars, so, and I have the option, it's not a necessity, but I have the option to bring a spare set, so if I do have a really big crash and I'm worried about it, chuck a new set on. You don't need it, but it's really nice to have. So this is the tire box for this week. If I'm digging all the way through this or running low by the end of next week, then I've probably had a really bad week again, but I've got them, so I like to be prepared. So we've got, I think there's 4 spare DHRs, so rear tires. I run DHFs on the front. There's 1 or 2 of those, plus what's on the wheels. A couple Assegais, and there is a set of high roller 3s in there in case we're really reaching. Thread bow, you can't really run a spike because of the rock, so high roller 3 is probably going to be really good if it does happen to be really muddy. And then just a couple trail bike tires. Alright, wheels. Now this is extremely excessive. Nobody needs this, including me, but I have a bit of PTSD from years and years ago when I was really breaking stuff really badly, and again, it's here, I'm driving, so I've got as much space as I want, so I'm taking it all. So that's a spare wheel that just lives in the car, tire on it, cassette, last minute, in a pinch, whatever, throw a rotor on it, put it in the bike, good to go. They're 3 27.5 rims ready to be laced up, another 3 29 rims, again, just ready to go. Those ones have been used a little bit, those ones are all brand new, just waiting if I need them, and if like mates need them or whatever. This is my go everywhere, so this is every time I'm in a race in Australia, this bag gets just thrown on the roof, thrown in the car, whatever. In it, that's a 27.5 rear wheel with a tire on it, ready to go, sealed, all good. Throw a cassette on it and another rim. So there's another 27.5 rim in there. Then this one, exactly the same, but that's a front wheel and there's a front rim in there, so 29. So that's ready to go. Good to go. Tires are all sealed, they're brand new. Everything's all good, everything's there. And that just super easy, chuck it in the car. I generally just chuck it on the roof rack and strap it down and just leave it there all week. Whenever I have to get it out, it's all good and ready to go. But yeah, you don't need that much stuff. Like, that's one set of wheels, and I mean, that's pretty much good. Generally, I'm only changing those if I'm changing tires and I'm a bit lazy. Alright, so obviously I'm a bit excessive. I'm very much of the, if you have it, you bring it, you might need it. And if you bring it, you're not gonna need it. So, but if I only had to bring like 5 things for a week, or the 5 things that I would say you kind of have to have for a downer weekend, personally, set of wheels. Always guaranteed, that'll be probably the first thing that you break. I keep a brand new set of tires on them. So then, if nothing else, you've got set on the bike, set of wheels on the bike, set of tires on the spares, and the wheels. So it should pretty much cover you for everything. So I guess we'll count that as 2 or 1. We'll count it as 1. There's a spare set of tires and spare set of wheels, all in one piece. Second thing, probably brake pads. I was gonna say rotor, but I think brake pads, ideally more than 1. You get a mud race, and even if you don't crash and don't break anything else on the bike, I can almost guarantee you're gonna wear out your brake pads way quicker than you think. And in my experience, I generally wear them out like after qualifying or something, and if I don't have them, then kind of stuffed. So yeah, set of brake pads. What's that, 2? Another good one is like a chain device or chain ring. Generally, you can kind of get away, like if you get a metal backed one, you can kind of hammer these back into line if you really need to, if you're really getting stuck. But that's a great like run saver. So what's that, 3? Definitely a chain, or at least a quick link for a chain. So if you do happen to snap one, you could stop and get it, I suppose, but best case scenario is a chain, because then it comes with the quick links, and chuck it back on and you're good to go. What are we at, 4? Last one. Cool, last one. That's a pretty tough one between a set of pedals or a derailleur. Actually, oh yeah, it's a pretty tough one. Maybe even just a hanger rather than a derailleur. That's a bit cheaper. Like now it's like a lot of bikes are running UDH, so you could probably get one if you really needed one like locally, but UDH, probably a good idea. I don't know where mine is, it's probably in a tool roll or something. And I'd probably say a set of pedals. Another one that, you know, you can pretty easy to like bend them, break them, do whatever, and generally they come with a set of the cleats that you need as well. So if you have a set of pedals and you wear your cleats out at a race, chances are you're probably gonna have a set of cleats at the same time. So we'll call that my 5th and final one. We'll call it 5. It's probably actually 7 if you can put the width beneath. Anyway, we'll call that the necessities and a variation of. If I only need 5 tools to race, this is what I'd take. Number 1, pressure gauge. Good one and a consistent one. So use the same one all the time so that even if it's out, you're still going to be accurate. Good set of Allen keys. They just make your life better. Doesn't matter. T25 of some description. So we got 3. Shock pump, which is actually my helmet bag. Again, same as pressure gauge. Just get one that you like and use the same one all the time. Check your pressures regularly and you'll be sweet. Tire levers, and always 2. 1 tire lever is never enough. So yeah, that's a run through of all the stuff I'm bringing to Cannonball and a good run through of the stuff that I take everywhere, wherever I'm going, whether crankworks, here, there, everywhere. Yeah, so we'll bring you along as much as we can next week. We might do a bit more of this once we get down there and kind of see how we set pits and all that sort of stuff up, or how I like to. But yeah, thanks for watching, and yeah, we'll see you next week.